Hey guys, so today is a little bit of a change of pace. I'm talking about why I'm no longer vegan. So, um, it's just going to be like a raw, honest conversation with you guys. If you're on the fence about giving up your plant based vegan lifestyle, then hopefully some of this information and some of these experiences will help you decide one way or another. I have nothing bad to say about vegans and who can make it work for their bodies. More power to you. I think that what you're trying to do is commendable. But after a series of health issues and bigger issues that I started dealing with, and then coming on YouTube and listening to other people's stories, I had to really take a step back and analyze whether this was a healthy option for me and whether or not this was safe and going to be sustainable over the long haul. So, I became vegan after the birth of my now 2 year old. A couple months after he was born, I started, while I was nursing him and sort of at home a lot, I spent a lot of time watching documentaries, and I came across Cowspiracy. Um, I started watching YouTubers like Mike the Vegan and Bonnie Rebecca and some of the others, and I just thought, wow, like this is such a great healthy lifestyle, incorporating all these plant products into our lives, and like the pain and suffering that these animals go through just so we can eat them is horrible. I wouldn't want that for any animal, and I mean, seeing it there on video happening and how they treat the animals in factory farming was just so alarming to me that I dedicated to myself that I was going to go for this healthier lifestyle, for this healthier for the planet, healthier for the animals, healthier for my body lifestyle. So at first I felt amazing. I felt like I was doing the ethical thing. My body felt great, like I felt better, you know? I should say also that I'm a type 1 diabetic. I've been that way for 4 years. So, 2 years into my diabetes journey, I decided to go vegan. Being type 1 diabetic made it possible because I take insulin regardless of whether I eat anything at all, whether I eat, 10 pounds of food, whatever it is, I've got to take insulin for the food that I'm eating. So it just made it feel as if I can choose to eat whatever I want to eat. I just have to take insulin for it. But it doesn't work that way. It's not exactly like that at all. Sure, I could just take more insulin, but by being vegan, the main part of your meals are carbs. All the beans and the lentils and the rice and all the other options other than like animal products are very heavily carbohydrates, fruits. So at first I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll just take enough insulin to cover it. But when I started like using so much insulin's a fat storage hormone in your body. So I'm using all this synthetic insulin to process all this food that I'm eating that I feel like is healthier for me. But I started to gain weight. And even with being really, so then I started to try and cut back on how many carbs I was eating. So that was leaving nutritional holes in my diet. I'm not eating meat anymore, and I'm trying to cut down on carbs so that I'm not gaining all this weight with this insulin. Oh, and insulin's really expensive, by the way, too. I'm in Canada, so it's not as expensive as it is in the US. Like in Canada, a vial of insulin's about $40, and in the US, it's like 10 times that amount per vial. So being high carb is very expensive. The more insulin you take, the more times you have to buy more. So um, it had to, something had to change. And so now I was super restricted. I was trying to do like vegan keto, like the two most restrictive diets. Like vegan, you cut out all animal products, and then keto, you cut out all carbs. So what was I left with? Like I was eating like avocados and I was taking a lot of supplements, and I wasn't eating any fruits. So there were huge nutritional deficits in my my eating plan, and there wasn't much I could do about it. So I stopped doing the keto part and I went back to like a moderate amount of carbs because I felt really sick. And for a while I was doing okay, and then the stomach bug ripped through our house. My sons got it first, then my husband, and then me. And by the time it hit me, I was so depleted because I'd been focusing on caring for everyone else. So like this specific diet that I was on was more difficult because I had to feed the kids one way, my husband ate a different way, and I ate a different way. And then I got the stomach bug, and I just remember like feeling like I was dying. I remember sending my doctor an email and being like, I am dying, right? Like, and my hair was falling out. My skin was very dry all the time. My nails were breaking constantly. My blood sugars were crazy. Like, they were all over the place. I couldn't just keep everything steady and stabilized because the protein from animal products and the fat from animal products helps to slow down the absorption of carbs. But if you're not having any of that and you're just having straight carbs, it shoots your blood sugar way up. You take lots of insulin, it crashes you down, so you have to take more carbs to bring yourself back up. It was a vicious roller coaster, and I'm sure anyone that's diabetic can relate to having periods of time like that. But this was just going on for too long. I was having anxiety, like crazy amounts of anxiety. I would get stressed so easily. I was irritable all the time. I wasn't the mom I wanted to be. Like my patience just wasn't there. I felt tired, like, and not like a tired where, okay, I can go to sleep and feel better, but this just like low energy, inability to like just get up and go and enjoy life with my kids like I want to. I want to go to the park and run around with them and play soccer, and I found myself just being like, you guys go ahead, like I'll take you guys to the park, but I can't run around with you. So it was not great. Sleep was off. Like I'd be so tired, but I couldn't get to sleep till like early hours of the morning. I always felt overwhelmed and edgy. Like I was just waiting for something to break. And I remember at one point I was in my office and I was standing on a ladder trying to fix something near the ceiling, and I was just like, I just had this sense of like, I am not well. If I fell right now, I'd probably break all the bones in my body. Like I just felt super fragile and super weak and not myself at all. I couldn't lose weight. I just kept gaining weight. And I saw all of these, and like, then I started breaking out in acne, like crazy acne. But the thing that really got me was the anxiety, because I've always sort of been tending towards being an anxious person, like overthinking things or whatever. But like this level of anxiety was crazy. It was like, I've never felt so scared of just like basic tasks, and afraid of people, and afraid like the sky is falling, and like having this pressure in my chest that I'm like just under pressure. That's all I can explain it as. I felt like I was going crazy. So after my blood sugars being like super high for a couple of days at one point, and I was taking all these supplements, I was doing all this research, I was figuring that my adrenal glands were overworked and stressed. I was looking for ways to like fix things, and like, trying this, trying that, trying this supplement. I was taking biotin for my hair. I was taking multivitamins. I was taking cinnamon for my blood sugars. Like I was just like taking all these supplements, right? And I was like, let food be thy medicine, like let food be thy medicine. Why am I not able to recover with this food situation? So one day we went to Costco, and I was like, let me just, so I was on the fence. I was on the fence about it. I knew I wasn't doing well. I knew that something had to change. I just really didn't want to make the change back to eating animal products. because I really wanted to save the planet. I really wanted to save the animals. But then I started watching YouTubers again, and them giving their experiences and how they felt as being like when they were being as a vegan, and the difference it made to go back to eating animal products. And I was like, at one point it was like a click. I was literally like, it's either I'm gonna die or the animals are going to. So one of us is going to die. Like, am I going to be the one to die in this situation? So we went to Costco and I bought a chicken, like a roasted chicken, and it was the most horrific thing in the whole world for me to like eat it. But I did, and the next day I woke up, I felt different. Like, I felt like I could finally start to see a way out of like this deep, dark, sick place I was in. And so as the days went on, I like pushed myself to eat eggs and eat some tuna and different things like that, and I started to feel better and better. I felt super guilty, but I felt better and better physically. And I had more energy. I was sleeping better. The anxiety was almost fully gone. Like, I couldn't believe the transformation between my anxious brain and my calm brain could happen so quickly. And all along it was like, that was what I was missing. I wasn't missing any of the supplements. I wasn't missing any of like the other like artificial things. I was literally missing like all the vitamins and minerals and micronutrients in animal products. So I had to make the decision that this is what was best for me. My skin, my nails, my hair all started to recover fairly quickly. I still have a bit of like hair loss. Like, I pull my hair and I feel a bit of it coming out, but it wasn't like the clumps that were coming out before. My blood sugars, oh my goodness. Like, my blood sugars have just beautifully aligned, and I started to lose weight. So everything that I want, it was happening when I brought the animal products back into our lives. I'm still trying to minimize the impact, and I think that's what we have to think of. We have to think of balance, like everything in moderation, everything in balance. You don't need to go to the other extreme and just start eating like nothing but meat, but to incorporate something back into your life that makes you feel well, whether it be eggs or fish, particularly salmon. All of those things have really helped me. What also helped me get over and move past the guilt was I watched another documentary about the food industry. And although there's been a rise in veganism, there hasn't been a decline in animal production for consumption. So the two aren't going hand in hand. So we might be eating less meat, but I guess other areas of the world are increasing their meat consumption, and the companies that are selling vegan products are doing it for profit and profit alone, because they're also selling animal products. They're not doing it from an animal welfare perspective or for protecting the planet. They've just come on alongside the trend of veganism. So if you're buying these vegan products thinking that you're helping shut down some of these meat producing or meat abusing companies, you're really not. You're putting the money right back in their pockets as well. So research, if you really care about the animals, research what companies you're purchasing things from, and make sure that they're not involved, or a sister company or a sub company, or the same company that is also producing animal products. So that was really eye-opening as well. And since then, like I live in Toronto, which is a major urban center, and we do have access to a lot of other resources. So ethically sourced and ethically raised animals. I've just come to know about Hooked, which does like they do line fishing instead of sort of like what is it called? What is that? When they just take the net and take everything out of the ocean and sort it out later. This is like line fishing, so they're fishing for specific fish. They're able to throw back live fish that they don't want, or that are not ready, or are not the right type of fish, so that they're not harming the entire ocean by just scooping up everything and throwing away what they don't want, well, after it's already died. So making a difference like that way, I'm trying, but I feel better. I feel healthier. I feel stronger. I feel capable. I feel powerful, like I'm supposed to feel, not weak and fragile and on the verge of breaking down, in every way, mentally, physically, in every way. So I'm really grateful for the people that have shared their stories and helped me make the decision, and helped me move past the guilt. And if you want to come on this video and put negative comments and make anybody feel like they don't have a right to choose for themselves and what's best for their body, then your comments will be deleted, so don't even bother. Trolls will be blocked. Like, I want this video to help other people that don't know what they're ready for. Like, if you're okay taking lots of supplements, and B12 is so important. Like, it's so important. If you're vegan, you should be taking like a double dose of B12 every single day. Like, I always heard that it's like an insurance policy, you should be taking it, but I'm telling you, your body needs B12 for nourishing all of those cells in your body, and you cannot find it in plant products. So you must take a supplement. Please, please, please. If there's one takeaway from this video, if you remain vegan, take your B12. If you're coming off of being vegan, take your B12 because you're lacking in it. If you've been a meat eater all this time and you want to go vegan, take your B12. Take your B12, everyone and everywhere. Like, people are so depleted from B12 that they have to take shots every month. Go to a naturopathic doctor and get shots. But I can't stress how important B12 is for all your cells' health. And that was a huge difference for me as well. Just like taking large doses of B12. At one point I was taking like 5,000 milligrams every day, and huge difference in my ability to manage stress and to heal my adrenals as well, because my adrenals have been sort of on a roller coaster as well with this journey. Our bodies are so delicate and so intricate, and we really need to listen to them and feed them what they're asking us for. So that's my 2 cents, and I hope this helped you. If it did, please give it a thumbs up, and comment below if you'd like to see me talk about anything else. Thanks, guys. Hope to talk to you soon. Bye.